You are welcome to the User Manager Advanced Configuration. We'll be looking at the following topic: readers, server, userman, customer. We'll be looking at userman profile, maintenance, and creating user badge tickets or creating a single user from the userman. Now let's log in to our router. We've configured from the hotspot. We will logging in. We already bypass as an administrator. That's why is available on those and no client connected, so you don't have anything from the active. But let's go to server from the hotspots tab. You go to hotspots server profile. From server profile, you click on radius tab. You can enable the hotspot from there. Click OK. The next section you do is you go to the menu bar, create by clicking on plus, hotspot, login. If the router has wireless, you can click on wireless. We will not be using DSP this time around. Then the IP of the router you want. For now, we've not created any IP, but let's go to address and give an IP address. Now, let me quickly point out that you can add, if the router you are using is going to be the same router in which you are configuring your hotspot or client, just type the IP 127.0.0.1, but I'll be using a remote server, so the remote server IP is going to be connected using 172.168 dot 0.2 slash 24. That will be the IP to which the router will be connected. I'm not going to create any address this time around, so we'll put it under the address. Now for the secret, let's take a look at the manual. For the password, you can just type secret, or like what you have for MikroTik, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I'm going to type 1 2 3 4 5. Let me start it again. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So accounting backup, just leave the rest as default. We click on apply and OK. For now, if you go to terminal and you ping the IP 172.16.0.2, you'll find out it will not be available because we don't have a router having this IP. Now I will configure a fresh router during this tutorial, and we're going to remotely connect to it. So I'm disconnecting the cable and reconnecting another cable. You can see the router disconnected. Now I'm launching the Winbox again. Watch the MAC address we have now, and from the notes you can see that it is actually the one we configured before. So you can see that I'm having a different MAC address. Router identity is router OS. The version is 6.33, and this very device is RB1100 AHS2. so different from the one we were using before. So the one we were using before happened to be 2011. Now we just need to connect. This is a clean router. Now on the address here, we set the address to be 172.16.0.2/24. Remember to put the slash so that it can be part of the network. Now the interfaces I'm applying to interface 13. Okay, you can see it from there. Now one of the first thing you need to have is the package for the userman. Now how do we know if the package for userman is available on a router? Go to system, packages. Now you can see from the packages installed, userman is not available. Userman is not available. What do we do? First of all, configure your route so that the router can be accessible on the main router. This is the remote router we are trying to configure, and we find out Usermanager is not available. So we need to do some few things to make this work. Route, default route will be 172.16.0.1. Apply. Is reachable on enter 13. You can also go to route and from route I'll be configuring RIP. All you need to do here is go to network, add all network, apply. This will make the two routers to be visible to each other by creating RIP. So this is all I need to do here. DNS, since this router is not meant to do browsing, I may not have to configure DNS apart from address the route, and I may not need to do firewall configuration, hotspot firewall. All these are not necessary. I'm just deploying this one mainly for Usermanager authentication. I will advise you to always use a strong router in deploying a Usermanager. If find out your userman keep corrupting on a frequent basis, it may be due to the fact that you are using a fragile router of the MikroTik. You can get a PC x86 and install a router OS. You get a license, version 4, version license 6, license 5 and 6, unlimited to this license 6. 4, you have 500 user, and for version 5 you have 1000 user simultaneous connection from the hotspot. So these are some of those things you need. Now I'll be going back to my main router to see if I can access this router. Remember, we've created address, we've created a route, and we also create a RIP. As of now, both routers are not connected to each other, so I'm going to connect it and see what is if I can access it from the main router. I've connected the other router. You can see the remote router asking for disconnection, which I'm going to accept. I will launch the Userman again. This is the router OS we are using. Let me just save it. And this is the previous one, which is our main router. I will connect to the main router. Now it may not work if you don't research and see that the router can connect. So you can see that the two routers are now visible on the network. This is my main router, and the other router is also connected from there. So I'm connecting to my main router. Now the last thing I do from the main router is to ping. You can see I will ping again. It's not replying. Now what do you do if you want it to reply? Now Ctrl+C to stop the ping. I will go to my main router, route, and go to network, add, apply. So if you go to route list, you find out it's showing all the route available. Now let's go back to ping. Now we can see that it's not replying. Remember that we create an hotspot the other time. We may need to create go back to hotspots. From hotspots, what you can do is under the host, you may need to bypass the router coming in. You can see the MAC address. Copy the MAC address. Then do a bypass. The IPL is 172.16.0.2. Copy the same thing and paste it. Then this will be bypassed. So you can make a comment. Let me use the World Radio server, and okay. This one is having an address. The difference is this is a personal laptop for the administrator, which I can browse from anywhere, any part of the network, using a DHCP, taking DCP. Where this one is static, that's why you can see I'm giving an IP out when it comes to that. If you look at the host, it has changed to the same IP, and for the administrator you can see what is going on. One other thing you can do at times is to disable the hotspot server, but I'm not going to do that. I will rather bring in IP. So now let's go back and ping again. You can see it's replying. Now I will stop that using Ctrl+C on the keyboard. Go back to our route. We go back to RIP, and let's go to, now I will try to log in. I'm logging into the second router, that's 172. I'll be using MAC address. You can decide to use IP or the MAC address. Let me use MAC address and you see what is happening. You can see that from the title bar that is a different router entirely. And you can see the interface. This is actually 13 port 1100 compared to the 2011 which has 10 interface. Now back to I'm having 13. So what I will do is I will continue from where I stopped by downloading the user manual. What you do is go to the MikroTik page website /download. What we want to do is we want to add hotspot to the package that come along with the OS, and we're going to see how you can install it on your router. This can be done, like I said, it can be on a remote router on the same router, but you have to know that you are trying to maximize resources in this case. So download the version. The first thing you have to look at is the version of the router. The version is here 66 Windows version 6.33. Actually it's talking of the OS. And if you look at the other one is 6.34. One is 6.33 and one is 6.34. You can see the two, see the title. Now, in order to identify them, I will go to System, Identity, and rename this to Radius. So, now, we know the version to be 6.33.3, so we go to the OS. As of now we have 6.34, but we are looking for 6.33. Now, one other thing you can do is to upgrade the current version of your OS. This may not work on this router because actually we don't have a DNS, so it's actually working. So that means we can check for updates and see if we can download the latest version. Error could not retrieve. We actually be looking for 633. And note the type of router OS you are using is PowerPC, not the other one, which is MIP SB. We are using PowerPC this time around. So from the download, look for PowerPC. We have Cloud Router, we have Router OS, and we are looking for packages, extra package. You can see from here x86 for the desktop version, the one we just showed you. For the PowerPC, we have it here, main 6.32, 6.35 release candidate. So I'll be using this one here, and then I will show you a trick when we are about to download, since we are looking for 6.33. Now from the title you can see it's showing current. You can see we have to download a kind of extra package. What you will need to do is you can come to this URL from my download, change this to 3 since that's the version we are looking for. Change this one also to 3. Then can delete this. You can see automatically it has detected after refreshing. Click OK to download, and it's actually downloading from here. You can see 16%, 19, 20. We have 21%. So if the version you are having as at the time of your record you can't find it online, just use the present link and change the series to your series. But note the last version supported is 5.26. 5.26 is the only version, is the only lower version that you have an archive support for. I think we have 70% completion. We wait where a download. Now we will need to extract. Let me go back to the Userman. The download has finished, and we may need to launch the download has finished. As you can see, I'll use zip to extract the file, and what we need there is the Usermanager. So select, copy the Usermanager, go to your, remember we are working on the, from the identity we go to file, and you can see the package. All you need to do now after copying is already on the system history. Click on paste, and it will paste to your file section. This is the same place where you back up your configuration. So once this is done, if it's the version is okay, all you need to do is go to file. Actually you need to go to system and click on reboot. Once this has rebooted, you find it already installed from the package. You see disconnected. This is the main router. Let's see if you can log in. It's already available. You connect. You can see that this is actually the Radius server. Now we go to package, go to package and see if it's installed. Userman is already installed. Go to file, you cannot find it again. It's already utilized. So that is how to install User Manager. So from here, from the browser, you can actually go to the address 172.2 this time around, and instead of using this, if we go to web fig or web config, rather all you need to do is the URL for the userman will be /userman. Now some do make mistake by using /user. /user is for individual tickets or user on the authentication server. So we'll be using /userman, which is the main router. So all you need to do is log in using the default password admin and blank password. Now we are already having access to the router. Now let me go back to the user. The other time we ping the radio server. From the radio server, I want to ping the main router and see if you can have access. So we have access. Let's go to route rip route. You can see the route available. That the connected one which serves as ISP is also given to us. So you can see from the rip, and if you go to route, you can see that it can detect the network available. Distance is 120 because it's getting it through rip. The next thing I'll be doing is RIP means routing information protocol. The RIP information protocol is one of the older distant vector routing protocol, which employ the hop as a numeric as a routing metric. RIP prevent routing loops by implementing a limit on the number of hops allowed on the path from source to destination. We not be talking much about RIP this time around. Let's go to what we have for the business of the day, but it's good if you are using remote connection to know a little about RIP so that you can have access to the remote router. So that'll be all. I'll be talking about RIP. I'll be going to what we have with Usermanager. For the User Manager hotspot configuration, we've done all we need to do. That's from the main router. Now that remember from the main router, this is the main router. We've already set up from the hotspot section. If you go to hotspot profile, this is the profile we are using. The radius, we've already enabled use radius. And the second thing we've done is under radius menu, we've already created another radius, telling it to use hotspot login wireless. And remember, we type 123. These are the things you have to put in the other router too. So what do I do now? From the User Manager, you first of all click on the router coming and the router IP. Now main router, I put here main router, which is your client router. Then the IP will be 172.16.0.1, and remember the secret is 123456. So now for this, we may leave everything blank and click OK. So this gives the router userman permission for your remote router to have access to authentication. Now if your own router is the same router, all you need to do is go to router, the radius and I'm using the same IP, so you use since the same router, and remember the password and add. So mean this router, if there is a client under it, they will be authenticated using this IP, and the share secret will be the password I've set. One other thing you also need to do is you need to create customer. Customer are people that you want to manage the router. For example, I want manager, ticket manager, ticket dash man. So the password, sorry, everything should be in small letter, manager, and the password I will set will be manager. Now, what permission do I want? Do you want read only? I will give it full permission this time around and add. So now the admin is the most super user you have, and presently is on default. Now the next thing I need to do is to create profile. Now to create profile, you must have limitation. Limitation, go to add new. We'll be talking of the constraint you want. Do you want a specific bandwidth to be allocated? For example, the limitation here is size, based on size, and I want the limits to be 300 megabytes. Once it's 300 download, access should be denied. So I'm going to click on add. I can add another limitation which is based on time, so the name will be time, and the uptime will be I'm using 1 hour, 1h. If it's minutes, I can use 30 minutes m. So let's use 30 minutes first, time 1, time 30. Let me limit time 30. So I had another limit which is time also 1 hour, so I will use time 1h. So add. Now go back to profile. You can now add reprofile. The name will be size profile. Create. Now what do you want for the size profile? I want it to make use of the limitation we've created. You can add limitation. Remember, we create limitation the other time, and the limitation will be based on size and what period of the day or times can they connect. Any time from Monday to Friday, the time from 00 to the last hour. If I click on add, that is already applied. Click on save profile. Size profile is already created. Now if you want to add new, so I have here 1 hour profile, create, and I'll be adding limitation. Now sometime when creating profile, it will be good for you to log out and log in again in order not to get confused on what you are doing. So I'm logging out now, and I'll be logging in again. I'll be logging in to the router again, to the user manager. Now remember we are on profile. Let's log in again. Profile. Now this was the last profile we created. Now we are trying to create another profile which is 1 hour. Come to the profile name, change it, then the limitation we want to add will be 1 hour. Click on add. Every day of the every hours of the days in a week, add. Then I want to add another profile. That will be 30 minutes. Create. So make sure you're on the 30 minutes. Then you can come here and add limitation. Limitation will now be based on time. Now some people will be asking, why don't we put byte here? Remember that you can do that on your hotspots, which you've done during the hotspot configuration. If you go to IP hotspots, you go to user profile, you can see from here that the bandwidth is already created. So it will be tautology for you to create another bandwidth from there. So all I need to do, we have router created, we have customer or manager created, we have profile, the type of ticket we want, but we don't have users yet. So now I'll be creating user, a single user this time around. I'll be calling this staff 1, and the password will also be staff 1. Now you ask me what's the security behind this. What you can do is click on bind caller ID, bind on first usage, then you can put this to unlimited. What this one will do is it will automatically bind this staff 1 username and password to MAC address on first login, so that others cannot use it. Now the profile, I will have to create another profile here. Let's go back to profile and create an unlimited profile. Now new, unlimited, because we are creating this for staff. Time, everything, limitation will be unlimited. So just click on add, then we go back to user, add user, 1 user, staff 1, staff 1 again as the password, bind on first use, we have unlimited. Then the profile, it has not synchronized the profile here, so let's go back again and see why. Profile, we have unlimited. Sorry, under limitation, I wasn't creating under profile. So if you want to actually create profile, click on plus, and here will be unlimited profile, unlimit, I will call it unlimit, create, limitation will be unlimited, add, then go back to user, add user, one bash staff 1 staff 1 bind unlimited, then we are assigning profile of unlimited 1. Let's try to create another user to be cost, let's say personnel manager or marketer, and the password will be market. We bind, make it unlimited, and the profile will be unlimited profile. Add. Now you can see this profile create. Now you ask the question, what do we do with bulk, or can we edit? Yes, you can edit. You select, go to edit. You can disable, you can remove, and you can enable. Those are different things. If I click on this, you see I can change the name. Likewise, I can generate ticket. If I want to generate ticket, click on bash. I want ticket, I'm admin, I'm logging in as admin. Number of users, I want just 5 users for now. Prefix will be free tech, so free ft should start. Then what's the length of the pass username? I want it to be 6, so I will make this one 4 because of the ft will be added to it. Let me change to lowercase ft, then the password should be 6. Make username as password. If you on it, whatever username is generated here will be used as password. If you want the ticket to be bind to one user at a time, you can select bind on first use, but I will leave that one open, and the connection, the maximum number of people that can use it for now will be 1. Now I'll be getting ticket based on 1 hour. Now the question is, if I create tickets for 1 hour and I put unlimited, what we have, does it mean so many people can use it for that 1 hour? No. What happen is accumulated number of user, one is 1 hour, it will time out all of them. For example, 3 people connected to it, and at the same time, if you divide 60 minutes by 3, you will be having 20 minutes, meaning that 3 of them will be time out. One is 20 minutes as accumulated to 60 minutes. So let's click on add. I put unlimited, I didn't bind it. The ft is starting it, and the ticket number I'm creating is 5. Click on add. You can see it's already added. Now we will copy one of the tickets username and password, and let's copy the username and the password for the ticket and see if we can log in with it. And remember that this profile is 1 hour. So I'm going to close this, leave it on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the main router. Remember I told you as administrator I'm being bypassed from hotspot. So active is nothing, and the host, you can see took the router, and my administrator laptop is logging using this IP from the DHCP server. You go to leases, you will find the IP there. Now what I will do here is I will go to IP bind and disable DHCP so that I will be forced to log in with hotspot. So what do I do from here? Try to browse hotspots. Now remember we create a ticket staff 1, so I will log in with that ticket. Let me copy what is here and paste it here since we use the same name and password. Log in and see if it works. Radar server is not responding. Now good. Now the reason why it's not working is that if you go back to hotspots radius, we find out that the incoming, we didn't accept incoming from here. So just click OK, and let's go back and see if you'll be able to log in. Let's copy the username and the same password, log in. We can see we're able to log in this time around and we're able to go to the internet. So let's go back to our ticket. Now the next item will be printing, maintenance and printing of ticket. For the maintenance actually can be used to back up what you have. For example, you want to create a backup or restore. This is actually where you can do it. So if you want to back up, just click on save. Most time it's better to back up only the main database. The log DB can be too big for the router to take. You can see the date as the time of the recording is already saved, and that's all for maintenance. So you can actually restore, upload, remote and install. Now the last one I'll be talking is printing of ticket. So you can select all, then select this ticket. I changed this to text actually when it wasn't working fine, and I've created additional one. So select the section of ticket you want to generate. Now before I generate the ticket, you can change how the ticket look like by going to setting, template. This determines any addition you want to add, names you want to put in your ticket. For example, footer, I can put free tech, cafe on the footer, and I click on save. That is safe. So let's go back to the user. This is what we selected, generate CSV. Now it's been blocked. Allow. The 5 ticket will be shown. Probably the Edge browser did not allow this. Let's access it from Chrome. Log in with the password. Select the tickets to be printed. Generate CSV. Now I will launch that one later. Is already downloaded. Actually the file, the selection should not be CSV. Like is more or less the comma delimited file for a Z and a spreadsheet. So instead of CSV will be using voucher, and whatever we want to be at the bottom we can put it here at the footer. Let's put break. So click on save, then go back to customer, to the card or the ticket we've selected, generate using voucher. This time around we download as file. You can view the file. You can see the tickets, and remember these are the tickets selected. The profile, this time can be changed from the userman, because the profile is not unlimited. If you go back, it's actually 1 hour under the profile, and constraint, let's see 1 hour, uptime 1 hour. So on the setting here, I'm going to remove this. So let's seal again. See 1 hour profile, time left. Actually, when unlimited is coming is from here. So generate voucher. You may not download, want it to just open. You see it's launching immediately. And what we actually type is now coming out from here. So you may need to understand a bit of HTML to edit the CSV, how you want your ticket to be. You may actually have to come to the code. For example, if I copy this, I'll record this, and then come to where we have the table. This is the end of the table. Then probably before the end of the table or at the end of the table, you can put it there. Then save. Let's see again what it's going to look like. Generate voucher, generate directly. It's not coming out, just click on the pop-up. You can see it coming out this time around. So you can have a customized ticket, and you can go to online to share for customized tickets. This will be the end of Userman hotspot remote access. We'll be going to some advanced topic in routing, RIP, OSPSF, BGP, and we'll be talking also about having two gateway from two different ISP. Once one is down, it feeds over to the second ISP. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.